This debate was not without some news, and leave it to Donald Trump to deliver it.
Are you ready to reassure Republicans tonight that you will run as a Republican and abide by the decision of the Republicans?
I really am. I'll be honest. I really am. I mean, people have been putting me to question. I really am.
I can applaud.
Trump and Ted Cruz came into this debate in the number 1 and 2 slots. But it was Jeb Bush, not Cruz, who wanted to tangle with Trump. It started at the outset when Trump defended his strict policies on immigration and temporarily banning Muslims from America.
We're talking about security. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about security.
Cruz tried to show how his approach differed from Trump's Muslim statement without insulting him.
I understand why Donald made that proposal. I introduced legislation in the Senate that I believe is more narrowly focused at the actual threat, which is radical Islamic terrorism. And what my legislation would do is suspend all refugees for 3 years from countries where ISIS or al-Qaeda control substantial territory.
But while Cruz went easy on Trump, Jeb Bush did not.
And if we're going to ban all Muslims, how are we going to get them to be part of a coalition to destroy ISIS? So Donald, is great at the one-liners, but he's a chaos candidate, and he'd be a chaos president.
And Bush also took issue when Trump said the following about taking out the family members of ISIS.
They may not care much about their lives, but they do care, believe it or not, about their families' lives.
The idea that that is a solution to this is just crazy.
We need a toughness. We need strength. We're not respected as a nation anymore.
Donald, you're not going to be able to insult your way to the presidency. That's not going to happen.
With Jeb's attitude, we will never be great again. That I can tell you.
Beyond the squabbling, one of the big storylines was the differences between Cruz and Marco Rubio. Despite Trump's dominance, both campaigns see each other as their main rival. So disagreements centered on plenty of topics, such as immigration.
He was fighting to grant amnesty and not to secure the border. I was fighting to secure the border.
Ted Cruz supported a 500% increase in the number of H-1B visas, the guest workers that are allowed into this country, and Ted supports doubling the number of green cards.
They also showed a split on whether to take out bad dictators around the world.
Assad is a bad man. Gaddafi was a bad man. Mubarak had a terrible human rights record, but they were assisting us, at least Gaddafi and Mubarak, in fighting radical Islamic terrorists.
But anti-American dictators like Assad, who helped Hezbollah, who helped get those IEDs into Iraq, if they go, I will not shed a tear.
As for Ben Carson, he's seen his poll numbers drop substantially over the last few weeks. Voters seem to question his foreign policy chops and nice guy demeanor in standing up against a vicious enemy like ISIS. Carson explained how he would go after them.
The job of the President of the United States is to protect the people of this country and to do what is necessary in order to get it done.
This is the last debate for 2015. We will all reconvene in mid-January, about a month from now, when the Republicans will gather in Charleston, South Carolina. So where do we stand right now? Well, Donald Trump in the pole position, Ted Cruz nipping at his heels, Marco Rubio a player still, and Ben Carson just hoping to survive. The Iowa caucus voting begins February 1st. David Brody, CBN News in Las Vegas, Nevada.